All right. Yeah, they've been together long enough. He won't sit on his lap. Oh, she go get the stuff.
It's helpful.
They're working on it.
Like the actual garage like one? Or?
Garage, yeah, inside, not all. Your house. Yeah.
No, they were.
That's what we're.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going out there. Check it out.
Ben over his guys. I thought they'd be here. What's up with that?
The house is all hot.
No, I was trying to figure out if there was like some live streaming or something on YouTube that I could do, but it doesn't look like there is.
There isn't. They're either get this or Memorex. I mean, 2 days later, something like that. They either are here or they get it in 2 days.
What?
The video.
That's what it was. That was all the way up. And you guys-
Because it takes a while to download.
No, they throw it down.
We had lots.
EJT stands for.
Extra transfer.
What is EJT? Because we got to vote on this for another 2 months. You didn't have to do a notice or anything for this?
Do I have to do a public notice? It's just a normal meeting.
I'll let you.
Okay, so what is ET?
Extra church, it's like, what's that, alien?
No,
Um,
don't mix that.
Just being funny.
I don't know what she was doing, but I
Is
don't
that what
like
it
it.
is?
What?
Because we do record all of our meetings now, and they are online. They are at our website, so if you want to start seeing what we talk about in the meetings, you just come to go to the website, go to that week, and it's on a YouTube video feed. So, okay? New and exciting things.
Hello.
Come on in.
No, so this is about as many people we haven't found. Anyway, sorry we don't have chairs. We're not used to having but 4 or 5 people here. Um, okay. That's the next door neighbor, isn't it? Sort of fun. I see him out there working out front. Anyway, meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Did you like what they said?
Mhm.
My name's Andrew from the Times. You're right about that.
Are these from today? Andy?
Make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes
I'll second that motion.
from October 7th, 2025.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
There you are. Glad I got my drink pulled before. Oh, sorry.
Where's Mary?
Okay, next,
Do
Mary Simcox.
you have any
Updates?
updates? I didn't.
I'm there, okay. Just to let y'all know, Mary does go to DeKalb County meetings to give us more information on what's going on up in DeKalb and all around the area, so. Next is Bobcat Tires.
I
He's in there.
completely forgot to even look them up, so you should just buy the toolkit just outside now.
No, Sam said those tires aren't looking too good, so we should
Well,
probably
we should just buy a whole new machine.
Okay,
That is not in the budget.
that's right. We'll talk about the budget here in a little bit and we'll see how much we have.
Than what I got.
They will be under 500 though.
You forgot to look them up.
Haven't looked them up.
If you look them up and they are under, go ahead and get them, please. You agree?
Yes.
Next is Wild Scary Park event. That's going on the 25th. We're doing it at the same time that Spencerville's doing their Community Club Halloween. We've done it for the last 4 years. It's turned out pretty good each year. I am the pirate on one of the ships. Okay, we hand out candy. Kids come down. Do you have any questions on that? I got with the guys. They know where all the decorations are. Okay. I got with the guys. They know where all the decorations are.
They're all at my house.
Then they bring them back? Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Most of them are just my personal decorations, and then, Michelle Crothers got a hold of me today and said that she would also bring down decorations, and she'll be handing out candy too.
Okay. Real quick on this agenda. That's misleading. I don't really want to say that. Isn't
Wait
that
until, yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
I put it twice,
There
yeah,
we
cross out. My
we're
bad,
pressing this one out.
because I have it on there
That's
twice.
that. Okay. All right. Letter written to DeKalb County from Eric about the accepting.
He's not here yet.
Okay, so
Let's talk about the budget.
I will say, real quick about Eric, he did get a hold of me. I have 2 grandsons that are at DeKalb grade school. He does a lot with the grade school football, and they're having a tournament, so he's a part of that. So he might be a little late, but he'll be here. All right, let's talk about the budget.
All right, so the yellow paper and this paper here. Yellow one's what you're used to looking at, so that's gonna be more in a format that you understand, like we look at our appropriation reports.
Okay.
The white one is how they shove it out and give to
Shove
the
it out.
taxpayers. Because what they are actually doing is each type of dollars is, that's what they give to how much is being spent. So, nothing has changed since we have talked about it previously, outside of, and I think we already talked about this previously, like they took down our cemetery sum, which was fine.
No, but okay.
Well,
I know.
you can only spend the dollars that are given to us.
Allowed it, yep.
So, I'm gonna have to read this one out loud.
Okay.
So, notice is hereby given to taxpayers of St. Joe's Civil Town, DeKalb County, Indiana, that the proper offices of St. Joe's Civil Town will conduct our public, this is our public hearing, on the year 2026 budget. Following this meeting, any 10 or more taxpayers may object to a budget rate tax rate or tax levy.
Louder, please, sorry.
Do you want to read it?
Well, a few people didn't.
Oh, okay. Tax levy filing objection petition with the proper offices of St. Joe Civil Town not more than 7 days after this hearing. The objection petition must identify the provisions of the budget, tax rate, or tax levy to which taxpayers object. If a petition is filed, St. Joe Civil Town fills out the budget finding concerning the objections in the petition and testimony presented. Following the Aftermore hearing, the proper officers of St. Joe Town will meet to adopt the following budget. Our estimated civil max levy is $131,872. Our property tax cap credit estimate is $6,370. Our budget estimate is for rainy day, $22,876, general, $187,820, local income tax, $103,365, local road and street, $23,496, motor vehicle highway, $56,135, cemetery, $26,626, cumulative capital income tax, $7,728, sanitation, $35,000, totaling $463,046.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is our first hearing of it. We'll have the motion to pass this, and then at our next meeting, we will adopt that budget.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept the notice to taxpayers for the 2025 budget as of October 21st.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye. 26.
And so keep these two papers, because those are going to be the same papers that we have for the next meeting. We can just put them in your box when you're done.
Okay.
Eric, look at this and tell me if there's anything that needs changed on that. So I don't know if while he's reviewing that, if you wanted to go ahead and have Ted speak.
Yeah, Ted. Hanson, Ted Hanson, back in the corner. All right, if you would, just speak where you're at so everybody can hear you on what your thoughts are. But real quick, Ted had been at the last meeting, and of the board that we need for this extra area that we're looking at, the 2 miles around, we need to get people from outside the town and inside, and he's had a little interest in it, so he's been thinking about it, so.
Before I speak, I had one question. When's the deadline?
That's what we will be talking about here in a couple of minutes, because with DeKalb County the way they are right now, we have to do an extension.
Okay, and then is there another vote? Or
Yes.
There is another vote? Okay. Well, thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm not a public speaker by no means, and if I pause for a little bit, it's just to get my thoughts. But my name is Ted Hanson. I live at 5812 State Road 1, St. Joe, Indiana. Not DeKalb County, not Concord Township, St. Joe. I'm proud to say that. When people see me, they say, "Where are you from?" I go, "St. Joe." Of course, the conversation will get to, we live next to Separate Pickles. But this is a strong community. And I've been to a lot of meetings. I haven't said anything. Randy asked me last week, "You got anything to say?" I go, "Not yet." But I feel compelled to speak. I have friends here. I may upset some people. I may get a pat on the back, but I'm here tonight of the concerns I have about the comprehensive plan and going forward. This community is so strong. My dad was part of all 3 schools in the county. He said, nobody supports an elementary school like the St. Joe Community District and the town. We blew them away in the county when they halfway laughed at us when we started the Steckler's Pickle Fest. Well, not Steckler's, but Pickle. And we've succeeded every year because the community has bonded together. And I'm here tonight because I don't want an inner fence when we're trying to put an outer fence 2 miles out. And I'm afraid the inner fence has already started. And my concerns are this. It happened in our very first meeting when it was adopted. I said, town board, you should have a meet and greet. Let the district, and that's what the 2 Mile is. Get to know them, meet with them, they have concerns, you have ideas, let us know what's going down. I've talked to some of the people in the district, they said nobody contacted them. So I don't know if it's happened, but it hasn't in my area. The other thing I was disappointed in is, at that same meeting, they said that plan here has been up for 10 years. Everybody had an opportunity to look at it. I was on the Township Advisory Board for 2 terms. In those 8 years, nobody from the town ever came to one of our meetings, because it was a township, not the town. Why would I know about this? That was another thing that upset me, that concerned me. The next is the committee that's going to represent the community. Now, the town has nothing to say with how many members are on that.
Correct.
State regulated.
Yep.
And I'm fine with that. Here's my concerns. It's not paid for. Can the community support this committee? And what I mean by that, will it shrink? Will people be not interested? Will we have to take candidates that just have a personal agenda? And when our stamp of a certificate goes to the county, I'm assuming you're going to give a in favor, not in favor, or neutral. We don't want the county to go, well, they don't even have enough, the committee, so put their certificate over here. Let's talk to the applicant that's here now. My other concern is, are you going to support your decision? Will you go to those meetings? I've been to the planning commission meeting. I've spoken up. I didn't say I always win, but I've spoken up. So the questions come up. So is this committee willing to take time to go to every time there's a meeting? Let's say you're in favor of it. Do you have our back? Will you be there representing us going, look, this is a good thing. We've looked at depreciation value of the community. This is a good thing. We don't want the county to not take our certificates seriously. So as right now, I'm not for this plan. Again, we don't want an inner fence built between the district and the town. You know, when somebody comes to my house and they're unannounced, I go, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here now after 10 years? What's the rush? Have you been to any of the meetings in the planning commission in the last 10 years to see what's going on? That's good. But you may not like this. But see this map? You may think you're the forgotten stepchild. You're the goose with the golden egg. You're the goose with the golden egg, and they want your egg. That may be a good thing. But we don't know, and that's what I'm here tonight. I'm willing to stand up here and speak. I want the town board members, if you've had any doubt about this, if you have thought in bed going, is it the right thing to do? Has the community know exactly what we've been doing? You know, did I tell you about the meeting on the water rates? I missed that part, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Go back to when I said a meet and greet. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, your discussion was on water rates. First comment made was, we need to let every town person know what we're going to do. We need to inform them of our actions. We've asked questions and we get everything's going to be fine. Well, maybe they will. Maybe your permits are going to go through. Maybe this is just a long-term effect, not 75 years. It's not a 50-year plan. It's not a 30-year plan. It's probably a 10-year plan that we found something maybe could help save St. Joe. I'm for that, but let us know what it is. If you do that, the wall comes down, we work together. You may not win everybody, but you may win some more people. But the way you're going about it, it's not working. It's not working. You've assembled a meeting. You're running the meeting. We have board members present. We have legal advice here tonight. I think we should be a Q&A right now. We should do our meet and greet after your minutes of the meetings. I think each board member should proudly stand up and say why they feel what they do about this. Or say, you know what, we have doubt. We're compassionate people. We're proud of this. We're so proud of this community. I know there's a few people that did live here longer than I have.
I don't think so.
And I hope they live a long time, but they just want answers. They want to know, what's going to happen. And I really feel that if it does go through, we'll live with it. But let us know what's about to come around the corner. If you know, let us know. You have legal advice can tell you what you can and cannot say. But by not saying anything, and I'll close with this, by not saying anything, that inner wall just got a little higher tonight. And I want it torn down. I want it torn down. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you, Ed. Thank you very much. All right, before we go to this next thing, I do want to answer you on my thoughts. Just to let you guys know, I'm Randy Drake. I lived out on 55 between St. Joe and Spencerville, born and raised. Came here to St. Joe, and I've been here for almost 40 years. And I've seen this town, and I've gone through every minute that this board's done since 1890. And you get 4 people on the board, they don't make it the next term, 4 new people, everything they did go this side. Almost every 4 years that would happen. This happened back when John Jones was on the board. He did this, they put a whole 5-year plan together. Mary was part of it. And they thought they recorded it, which means this all should have happened way back in 2011, okay? So it didn't happen. I knew about it because since I've been here, that's been here. And I signed another paper 2017 that had to do with it. They recorded it and the county said, oh, we didn't know anything about it. The previous, okay? So, and we just did this last year. That's what brought everything up, is because things were done by the county because they recorded St. Joe's stuff. But I think most of you guys know St. Joe is not a part of DeKalb County a lot of times. In my minutes, none of the board members, except for when we went to go get help on our water this time, were at the meetings that you're talking about. The planning meetings, even the commissioners meetings, okay? I went to a few of them. Wasn't happy with what they had to say. They went around in the commissioners and talked about every town's meetings, except for St. Joe's. They didn't say anything about our meetings. Brona, Ashley, all of them.
Because we had no representation.
Yes.
And we should have.
Okay, so I let them know what we've been doing. Because I feel the last 4 years, we have done a lot in the town. Right now, we're doing something that I don't know why it never got done, and that's 3rd Street. Going to the cemetery, it's always been a 1-lane road. Never understood that. So we're gonna make it a 2-lane road, like it should have been. Mary's working on our low lanes, because that's a mosquito haven. Always has been, okay? When this came about, Ben knows because he spread it to everybody in the world, I was worried about the Greenway. I thought we were gonna lose it. Because, and Lynn will watch it, Lynn, I know you'll watch it. Lynn was gonna sell his property. So I was really worried. So I had talked to him, texted him and talked to him about the whole thing. The other board members got involved with it. We never were part of it. So we didn't know that the county made him agricultural, which he wasn't before. When we did this, he was residential, or R1. Okay? So the whole idea of it is like, now is Ben Sturry gonna put up a chicken farm right next to the school? And we have no control over it because DeKalb County says, sure, go right ahead. Okay? That concerned me. And it, to me, it concerned all the people in this town. 'Cause I'm sure nobody would like that. They are doing it out on 52 though, I guess.
56.
56, is it?
There's one there already.
Okay. Well, see, and we have no control over that because DeKalb County can do pretty much whatever they want. Anybody that moves in here, you guys all know that. Anybody that moves in here, they can go there and say, I want to build a barn, I want to build whatever they want to build, okay? A sewage plant, which now we're rebuilding one. But I was concerned about the 2-mile radius at that point. I wanted to be involved in what's going on with it. I don't want to wake up one morning and somebody's building this huge thing right outside of town and it's something none of us want. Okay? But DeKalb's getting taxes off of it, so sure, they'll put it up. Those were my concerns, and that's why I got involved in this. It's been turned on its head, though, to me, because we're gonna be doing the same thing that DeKalb does. We're gonna be meeting, talking about it, making a decision, and saying, yeah, it's a good idea for the community. And I'm saying community, not for DeKalb. but
And
for our-
not we, the current board.
Yeah, because when I'm not gonna say I'm gonna hopefully be on as long as I can, because I feel the switching of boards is what has killed this town. If we can keep the same board members, keep the same thing going, we'll do something with this town. We've never been able to do it. This town is no bigger than what it was. Well, it does have a cemetery. Sorry, Jeff Studebaker did here. All those people in our town. But that's all the bigger it's grown in 150 years. It has not done anything. I feel that everybody who has town water should be in the town. I mean, they have town water. But the people across the tracks, we don't even have our Balcherry Park in the cemetery, or in the town. It's not part of our town. We own it. We manage it. We spend money on it. We don't get any from the state because it's not in the town. When we write a grant, we don't have the park to say we have a park in our town. We don't have a school because it's right across the line. We have, it's not in our town. So when we write a grant, we say, well, we have a bar. It's been here since 1957. And we have a restaurant that's had 20 owners in the last 15 years. So this town doesn't have anything to jump and shout about. But I'm saying, I want to make sure we don't have anything to make more people move out of here because somebody decides to put something in near our town that shouldn't be there. Okay? That's the reason I was doing it.
What about the people that are here already that are farmers being restricted? I mean, I'm talking about the Amish community basically because they moved here and bought ground not knowing that it would be restricted on them.
Okay, being restricted. What do you mean by
Yeah.
restricted? What have we done that has restricted anything?
Once this is done, you can restrict on how many cattle they can have per acre. That's just
Yeah.
a minor part,
Yeah.
okay?
The county
But
can do that.
DeKalb can do it too. DeKalb
Yes,
County.
I know it, they can.
But do they care about the person that's living next to that farm in this small town? Do they
We have
care?
representation with DeKalb County. Here, we got 7 town members that control 3,000-4,000 acres with nobody that we can vote for. There's nobody. Mary said she didn't like representation. We have no representation in this town. We can't even vote for you guys because we don't live in the town. And you're just made, what, 3-4 comments, anti-ag comments?
Yes.
How many
Wait.
anti-agriculture comments did you make?
This is not a good idea.
We heard it all.
Okay, anti-ag.
Anti-ag. You mentioned chicken barns, anything you don't want
Yeah.
built that
All
would help the town. Did everybody hear that?
Do you think that'll help the town? Or help DeKalb County? Which one will that help?
The town's its town, it will grow as it grows.
Well, it won't grow. I'm not gonna annex a chicken barn
But
into the
stomping,
town.
but stomping on your neighbors and telling them that they can't put up a barn, their dreams, it doesn't do any good.
Just end the meeting. We don't have to sit here for this.
Okay, I want to make sure they know why I don't know about you.
It's just gonna get uglier.
I'm just letting you, but Ben, how long have you lived here? Oh, wait, you don't live here yet, do you?
Doesn't,
You've been to all these meetings and you're not even in our area, stirring everybody up. You don't even live here. No, he doesn't.
It's what,
His dad does.
it's what you
His
can
dad.
do, it's what you can do after.
But that's
That's
not
the
our
thing.
intentions.
What we can do
You
after.
got control.
That's
You're
right.
controlling me right now.
I don't have any control
I can't finish my barn because of you guys.
because of the moratorium that's out there. Yes, I
But that's
will.
not even our fault. This all was supposed to be
It
done
was your
in
fault because you
2011.
started it all.
This was started in
Don't say-
2011.
Don't say it
And then
your
it was
fault. You
recorded
guys
in
were the ones that
2018, so I'm sorry that Auburn didn't
All
do
right.
all that. We didn't know that, so we're just trying to
I
fix
just want to
it.
let you guys know, I just want to let you know where I stood. Thank you, Ted. I feel I should say where I stand, and that's where I stand. For the community, and that's what I'm after. I'm not after for somebody who wants to make more money.
It's therapy longer.
No, no,
I don't know anything out there. I can't
Can
make money.
okay.
Can you hold on a second? Can I speak?
You were the one coming out trying to annex our property.
No, no,
I'm
no.
really sorry, but
Yeah.
no one has been
What's
annexing
that
anybody's
phone?
property. There is no annexing.
There hasn't
We are
been
not
even a
going to-
paper out.
Randy, can I talk, please? So, our full intention when this started, and I'm gonna tell you my full intention, and I don't care if you love me, hate me, either way. Fort Wayne's coming this way, Butler's coming this way, and Auburn's coming this way. So either we have the opportunity, and every other town is doing this too, to go 2 miles out to protect our community. I don't care if you live in town or you live in Spencerville, you're my neighbor. You will always be my neighbor, that doesn't matter. But the question is are we going to be controlled by Leo, by Auburn, by our local area, by Butler? St. Joe, our corporate limits are protected. We are an incorporated town. That's great. But my issue is, what about all my other neighbors? I mean, I know a lot of people in here. I have no issues with any of you. But I don't want somebody to come in that maybe doesn't have our small town feel or our small town values and say, you can't do that, you can do that. Does that mean that necessarily I agree with everybody else's thought process? No. That's not the case. And I have no problem arguing with people about it. I am not perfect. But I would rather have people that are in this room here on that board deciding what happens in our area. That can be you. I don't know you. Hello. But it can be anybody. And those are appointed. We don't choose those people. Those are appointed. They can be voted in. They're appointed by the DeKalb County. But right now we have no one in our side of the county representing us there. They're not driving through here. They're not wondering if you're upset that your neighbor's doing something or vice versa. It's not about control. And I think that that has been really thrown out there. It is not about trying to take people's land. We are not annexing. We are not. Randy would love to. Don't get me wrong. He talks
Love the
about it all the
school
time.
and the park.
There is a huge legal process that entails. And to do that, you would all have to be notified. Every property would have to be notified, and you would have to agree to it. And do you really think that's going to happen? I do not. So our intention isn't necessarily, hey, we're going to go out here, we're going to take our friend over here, our friend over there's house, and make them do what we say. That's ridiculous. Also, you wouldn't listen to us anyway. But it is for those people that are law-abiding, do want to follow the proper procedures, and come to us and say, hey, blah, blah, blah. So, like, if you guys want to put in a hog farm, and both of your neighbors next to you don't care, I shouldn't care. Why? I mean, it's not affecting me. The only instance that it would cause a conflict, I think, for me, is directly next to the school, like where they play at recess. That may be a conflict. But that's me personally. Also, I don't get a vote, but I don't want you guys to come in here all heated up, everybody wanting to argue. If you would like to get to know what we want to do, and you genuinely want to know, you don't want to just be mad, and argue if you're not picking a fight. I'd love to have that conversation with all of you. I can stay here till 2 in the morning if you want. I don't get a vote, but I have to make sure that what they do as a whole is looking out for everybody as a whole. And I just don't want hurt feelings between people to be presented as that's who we are. Because I think that everybody that's on this board has a vested interest. Just for the record, I know that Randy is emotional about it right now, but he owns property outside of town.
And I'm
Mr.
putting
Griggs
cows on it.
owns property
I'll
right
ask,
outside
and I'll
of
put
town.
cows on it.
But, and that's fine. If that's what you want to do, as long as, I mean, it's the same procedure. It's the same procedure, just what the only difference is if DeKalb County decided, hey, we want to grow Auburn, and they're the ones that are over the area outside of us, if they say, hey, you can't do that because we have a different direction in Auburn, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get Auburn's rules. Instead of maybe a rural small town community that cares about what you already established because they've lived there. That's just my perspective. And I don't think it has to be an argument. I think it should just be a conversation.
I have a question. A couple of times now, 2 miles has been discussed. Was that determined? Because that land use map is not two
No,
miles.
we are not
radius.
expanding to the 2 miles.
Correct. So I
Correct.
need, number one, I think that needs to be clarified for these individuals.
So we have the availability as an incorporated town, every incorporated town, for the record. Butler's working on theirs right now, to go outside of your town limits 2 miles. We did not choose to do that. We went 1 mile outside of our area,
And
just,
that's what that map indicates.
correct.
And that map has been done since 2011.
That is
It has
correct.
been available in this town hall since 2011.
And that may not have, not coming into the town, weren't aware of that.
Well,
Understood.
and that's a shame because folks should be, even if you're not in town, be involved in our town meetings of what's going on in the area. But so I would like to address, since I was part of this comprehensive plan, that the development of it was to protect St. Joe and its residents because of the growth that was being seen even in 2011. We saw Fort Wayne coming up this way. We didn't worry so much about Butler, but it was Fort Wayne. But now you have these smaller communities that have gotten involved, and the term Main Streets because they've got a lot of activities going on to support that. And that title, Main Street, actually generates more income and funds for the community. So down the road, St. Joe, I hope their board will be looking into be part of a Main Streets program so that there can be more dollars for improvements and whatnot. But like Randy said, that voting the council every 4 years, you've got folks change. That's what happened to this comprehensive plan. You got folks voted in and they had no care. Didn't have to bother with anything. That sat there month after month at the meetings, okay? I'm thrilled. I've been here in the community for over 20 years. I served as your clerk treasurer in the community for 2.5 terms. I served on the board. And it just had folks with no vision, they had blinders on, didn't move forward. We now have a board that is interested. They're want to see the town prosper. No one is looking to be negative or exercise any type of control. That's not why the comprehensive plan was produced, thought up, generated. So when you think that, take a step back. I love living in a rural community. I just wrote a little thing today about my drive into Auburn, how beautiful it was yesterday. Being able to see a young, well, it wasn't so young, but an Amish dad walking this horse along the roadway and holding a little girl's hand. You don't see that. I mean, that is just a picture you can't paint, okay? So no, please, step back, take heart. These folks aren't trying to control your environment, trying to control your life. It's still on, they've stepped up, how many years later, to say, let's do this, this is the right thing to do. Let's protect our community and grow St. Joe. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
He's gonna talk, cause he stood up a while ago.
Yeah, she keeps saying no control. I wish you'd print off the letter that was written about Lynn Reinhardt and hand it to everybody. There was a lot of control.
I
You
can
mean the-
do that. I don't have any problem doing that.
You mean the one that we did a
The
resolution?
moratorium.
Resolution to go
Even
ahead.
if he sold it, you know, you guys can do anything you want it just about with it. You know, the kids can't even inherit it the way it sounded.
No, there's no
Maybe the
ownership
Greenway.
transfer.
But you could
That's
rezone it and everything.
That's annexation. We are not annexing
He had him
anything.
signing letters that he didn't sign, and there's a
That's
lot of
not
stuff.
factual.
You need to tell the truth if you're gonna talk to everybody. There's a lot of people here, and that never happened. Okay? And what did happen is me and Lynn had a conversation about it. He was thinking about having it annexed.
No.
He was, because I have it in my,
Okay,
text, okay?
all right.
And then we turned around and said, after his wife wasn't involved in it, she came in and talked. We did a resolution to get rid of it. So that was like that
What did you
never
get rid
happened.
of then? Just,
We got rid of that moratorium that we did with him. The one that he didn't even sign, the one that we sent him, wasn't even finished.
they didn't take care of all of them.
And I,
That-
When you.
That was the only
He
thing
was the
that
only
was
one.
done. I don't think, I don't understand what you mean. I'm not trying to be, rude.
Well,
I
you're
just,
saying
I
it
don't,
took care of Lynn's moratorium, did it take care of everybody
That-
else's?
that was-
Not
that was a
moratorium,
private
not-
agreement
yeah.
between Lynn and the board that he decided not to go with. So we didn't have a private agreement with anyone else.
yes.
I'm sorry if I'm misunderstanding.
Ultimately,
exactly-
Randy and I have been friends for years and years. Randy's trying to preserve the greenway. He had the idea when he was selling the lots of land that whoever was the landowner owned back from the road all the way back to the river, which is normal. Not understanding that there was already an agreement put in place, but no one knew where the agreement was. And I do agree with Randy on if you are on city water, there's no reason for my tax money to pay for a repair on yours. I think you should be part of the town if you have city water. Now, beyond that, the greenway, the one with city water, I agree with Randy on that, but everything outside of that, Randy's not for any of that. He wants the greenway and the people with city water to pay their fair share of taxes because our tax money pays for repairs and the guy on the other side of County Road 60, his water line breaks. The taxpayers of St. Joe pay to have that fixed because he's in the county, like he has city water. So that's, I mean, just a small couple I see, but not what everybody, I believe, is thinking, the 2 mile radius. I do live within 1.5 miles of my own personal home. The moratorium that they're looking at doesn't necessarily reach, it does go out there, but what they're looking at is just those small areas, and it was mainly for that greenway, which I think they did resolve that with, and have paperwork from the school or somebody about that.
Doesn't the DNR
What was
own the
that?
greenway?
As long as the town of St. Joe takes care of it, they are looking to, I believe, get under their LLC or something for the greenway. As long as the town will, at that point, be.
The DNR will own it, own the property wise. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
If the DNR, the state will own it, but we'll take care of it.
Oh, they don't own it yet.
I think they do through that.
There's an agreement in place and it's under an LLC.
Either way, you know, I'm for
But
it.
that has nothing, it's not part of the town itself, but the town is volunteering to maintain it.
Now,
To keep
now
the agreement in place.
what the other members want with that's, I know Randy's talked because he has talked to me. And it is, I do agree with, if you have city water, you should be paying the city taxes because
Corey's sitting there getting paid by the city and has to fix it, so.
And that would be a whole different, that would be an annexation.
Yeah.
And the only people that do have our city water, just for the record, is down County Road 59, right
Awesome.
there before the park and this way.
Like third people.
But that's a completely different conversation than what we're having.
Anyway, yes. Thank you, Bill.
I'm a little confused. I own property in this area. And I don't know what everybody's talking about control. If I decide to do something in my property and DeKalb County approves it, you have the
Hold
the
on.
right to not approve
Oh,
it?
no, no.
Come here first.
You have property?
Yeah, right outside, right, you know where the viaduct is out on 56?
Yeah,
Well,
but,
I have property just north of town also.
okay.
But I think
Okay.
that's the confusion too. The committee that is to be established for the town of St. Joe is a planning and development committee, similar and will act just like the county. So if you wanted to do something on your property and you are on that south side of 56,
I am.
okay, then you would come for that permit or what was needed for whatever you want to do, would then come to the town, planning development, not the county. That's where the confusion
You come here
lies.
instead of going to Auburn.
Right.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah, but that way
process.
you could disapprove of something that I would want to do.
Board, they could too.
So could they, but
But
that's,
we're,
Well,
our
if I don't
intention,
know if that's the same issue.
Well, that's true
They-
because,
They don't have that issue if I want to do something in
Well,
the
you-
county.
yeah.
Well,
And it's, and like I said, a lot of what the county does is they say, are you gonna do something, or not anything, or agricultural, do a business on your property? That's gonna give them more taxes. Of course, go ahead and do that.
Yeah. So.
We probably would do the same thing. It won't give us more taxes.
well, and it wouldn't
That does
be
give
we,
this
it
committee,
would be a different board. It would not be
disapprove
this.
my property.
your first step, anyone's first step, once this committee is established, that's what it
We'll go
will be
there.
called, a planning and development committee of St. Joe. So you would then, make application, similar to what you do in the county, that comes before that board, that planning development board. They review, then they make their recommendations to
To
the
us.
town board.
Yeah.
And then it's your permits or whatever, happen and your.
And I had talked to Ben and his dad about this. You know, if there's something you wanna do, like put up a small building, maybe we can do a resolution to where if you come in and see Angie that same day.
So it would be the same. So we've been meeting with the DeKalb County Planning, and we are following the DeKalb County Planning's guidelines. And we're trying to put together our ordinance, which is going to be similar in a lot of aspects to the rural county ordinances that Auburn has, or that they're currently following. So same permitting types, things like that. Just instead of you going and paying them, you would come in and do that here locally. And it would be the same thing. So if you're putting up a building and it's not approaching your property lines and it's not conflicts, then those type of things would just, you come in, you bring your map, just like you would at DeKalb County, and it would get approved automatically because you were following the correct protocol. The only time that it would be any issues is like if you were building a new house and there had to be water and things run, but that's gonna be the same conflict that you're gonna have with them. There'd be a little more in depth that you would need from them, same thing. So it'd be following the same process and procedures.
Except you have the control, not the county.
Correct.
But the control would be locally, and it would be 9 people local from the area.
And instead of
it's
you
not
driving
just-
up there and trying to find somebody, sometimes you
You
can't.
still have to file for a permit up there, aren't you?
No,
no, everything goes through here.
Waterloo and all of them do it all.
I have to send
She
all
has
the
to send
paperwork
stuff.
to it.
So we won't have to make any trips.
Not that I
Not
currently
necessarily.
have knowledge of.
Because
That's what I can come
Every,
up with.
every town that way, you have to go to the town and then you gotta go to the county.
Take
That's
the approval
silly.
paper up there then.
it used to be, you had to take the board minutes that it was in.
That's what I
or stuff
send
like
it to
that.
them, and then they just.
And
issue
she
it.
just sends it in. And then you don't have to make that trip. It's already been sent in. It's already been approved by a board.
Who would you pay your fees to? You guys or
Yes.
them?
It'd be here.
Randy,
Sorry, yeah.
that was part of concern I had about the committee, it was a good point. This committee members need to know that you're gonna have to be educated just as they are. It's not just a, hey, yippee, I get to be on this board.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, like I said earlier, if it happens, it happens. But by golly, we want people on there that's gonna take the time to do it right. And I think that a lot of concerns are that there's still one final say, even if
Oh, yeah.
St. Joe says, we don't want it. They can still go to the county for the commissioners to maybe say, no, I think it's a good thing, or can they not?
Yeah, we're-
So, no,
But we're still
there
in
would
this.
be
A
a
board of
separate person,
appeals.
and we've talked with, so Chris from the planning committee, I've personally been in a lot of meetings directly with him, and so I asked him, would you be interested in being our BZA? What that is if you came to, not this board, if you came to the zoning board, whoever 9 people are made up of, and they said no, that would be your appeals. You would go to Chris, and Chris
Okay.
would say, so it would be an external.
Yeah, it's kind of another hoop we go through.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
So that way, if you felt like you were wronged by whoever was on that zoning board committee, then same person that you would go to if you felt the same way at DeKalb County is who I've asked.
And that's
to do
what I
that.
want
You
to
need
be.
do that.
That's what I'm glad you're,
Yeah.
you guys are taking the time, and ladies taking the time to let them know that there's another process. It's not set in stone. And I think when it first came out, we just thought, well, they
They're just
say
doing
no,
whatever
we
they want.
can't do it.
Yeah, no.
There's a
No, no,
zoning
no.
guy.
So we have to follow all the same state guidelines.
And
So if we say, I said that, I don't even know that I want to be
I
on
was
this
gonna
board.
say, I'm
But
not
if the
gonna be.
board, the zoning board said no to something, that you were following all the legal rights to be able to do, then you can go to the board of appeals, just like you can.
there's one other thing I'd like to ask you. Is that you, Mark? Mark, we met.
Yeah.
Mark will remember this. There was a mention about getting rezoned. And in the meeting that I was with Mark is building a fine facility just across my property. We talked extensively in a nice conversation, about 40 minutes, and then we met at the planning commission. Yes. I asked the question, with the projects going down south of me here with the 2 factories, Settlers have been there for life, 2 very good neighbors, Mark's coming in, when would I be rezoned? Remember his comment? You have to request it.
Yeah.
And I was shocked to hear that. You have to request to be rezoned. And I asked him, he said, no. We just can't walk up and rezone you. So whatever you heard, that's what he told me. Right in the planning commission, the lawyer was there, and he says, you have to request it. In other words, the parties have to agree, I presume. So let's be clear on that they're not coming in and going to be able to rezone you because of that. And like I said earlier, folks, I really think a lot of these permits, unless it's something outlandish, they're compassionate, we're compassionate people, we want to work together. I think the permits will flow once we get the committee going, but the problem is getting a qualified group together to get the committee going.
He didn't answer. We don't know. All the answers that you want, we don't know either.
Thank you.
That's why we sit here like dumbfounded, because we aren't sure either, and we don't want to give false information.
And I was hoping what I would get an either or answer.
Yeah,
And I think the crowd here tonight understands that. Look, it's like when I told my kids, when I was first time parenting, I made a mistake, and I come back and I said, hey, just go, well, what's the deal? I said, hey, this is my first time doing this. Don't expect me to be right every time. I have a right to go, I think I messed up.
Right.
And I think these people here, if they mess up, they're gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you. But they know my concerns about this, that it still doesn't smell right. They need more information, and I'm glad they're taking the time to speak. It might not be what we want to hear, but at least we're getting stuff opened up, and you can walk out of here and go, no. Whatever you heard over there at the coffee shop, I was at that meeting last night. This is what's going on. Might not like what you hear, but we're taking steps forward tonight. We really are. You might not think so.
we're not trying to hold you up. We're just trying to get
Yes.
everything
Yes.
Lined up.
In order.
It's not like we don't like you. We don't want you to do that. We're just trying to get everything like it's supposed to be.
And I have probably 6 or 7 people while this has been going on
They're
that have reached
still
out to me
waiting.
that are waiting on
Yeah.
me. And I've just explained, you know, like, I'm sorry, like, we're in the middle of
Our
this, I
concern
can't
as
do
a
it.
neighborhood
The permits isn't an issue.
is the.
No, I was just
There's
trying to
no
explain that
permits
we're not
being
like
issued, But
out.
there's a lot of work going on by one of the board members right outside of town with 0 permits. So why is that?
He's only doing landscaping,
I'm
apparently
sorry,
you
a
don't need,
pond in DeKalb County
There's-
isn't permit.
there's no pond
There is-
there right now.
That was done
There's no water
before.
there.
Right,
I'm
he
sorry,
just
this
was
moratorium was
landscaping.
when? How
Well, they
many
pushed-
years ago?
July
pushed it back.
1st, not years, July 1st of 2025.
Who's gonna be your building inspector? Those building inspectors don't come cheap. For anything, remodel, anything you do, commercial, residential, ask Mel, he knows.
Who?
No,
Me-
Siri.
You mean the one that just
Yes,
remodeled?
no, that's Ben.
Those are not.
If it's not
Ben's redoing his
inspected,
house.
the county has to inspect it at this point. You will have to have your own building department.
But you gotta pull permits to do that, right?
You got full permits, but it will be your responsibility to have that building department because the county will not be in charge of that anymore.
Ted, what I think a lot of this misunderstanding is, and that you're talking about is talking about the town of St. Joe spreading its footprint and then becoming the rural farmers ending up in city limits. And then the rural farmers don't have the ability to expand or grow in a direction that's positive with the agricultural markets and that are present. It might be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, things just continue to change. And I think a lot of my concern here is how much, if this annex happens, we get into city limits. How much of the city limit jurisdiction falls upon the farmer that had the liberty of being in an agriculturally zoned area? And that does happen because down here at Cedar Creek Sawmill on Page Road, we're in an A1 ag area, and we have a use variance to be in business, like I applied for out here beside Zephyr's Pickle. Well, all of a sudden, after we had the use variance for, when did you apply for that? In the early 90s?
For what?
For the sawmill at home.
Oh, I know.
Talking about
Right
that.
here.
All of a sudden, we go to the building department to get more permits. And we're in an A1 zoned area with use variance, but everything on that parcel is deemed commercial. Everything's gotta be commercial. And I think that's what the misunderstanding is here tonight. People are under the impression that they're gonna fall under town jurisdiction and town restrictions if they become incorporated into the city limits. And for me, a farmer, I have no interest in having my farm within any city limits.
And
See,
it would not be, it would still not be inside of the city limits.
see, and that's what has really gone awry is the annexation thought. My thoughts, like I said, was the greenway I was worried about, the little walkway. The school, I was thinking, it has our water, should be, and the park, that's all. Everything else was, like I said, the community concern of what's going on around us. I mean,
So, going through with this EJT does not annex you into the town. You would still be considered outside of the city limits. So you would not become part of St. Joe. That would only happen if we annex. And that is not what is happening here. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, there's this
and you could
confusion
say you
that
don't want to.
this, yeah, there's this confusion that we're trying to take people's property into St. Joe. We're not. We are not. That is not what this is at all. What this is outside of St. Joe, we care about what happens, so we don't want somebody that doesn't live in the area to decide what you can and cannot do to your property. Meaning permitting wise, zoning wise, things like that. Which I think is what you were kind of talking about with the ag one and the commercial, same
I
thing.
mean, would you want a toxic waste dump next to your farm?
A lot.
A toxic waste dump, someplace where they can put toxic stuff? No?
That's a little extreme, but
I know it's extreme, but yeah, it's something that we'd say, no, that can't happen.
Got a sewer plant just south of town, so,
Do what?
got a sewer plant just south of
That's,
town.
that's certain people that are on that certain board that are doing that. They could have moved it right next to Reinhardt's.
It's taken me this long to, I think, finally understand. If you're in that map, the only thing that's changing is who you go to for a permit.
correct.
So county taxes don't shift to St.
There's
Joe?
no tax.
No
No,
tax.
That's only annex. Only thing that comes to us is if we have you in our town.
But
We
you
are
have
not
to
trying
agree.
to put you in our town.
You have to agree to that. We don't just own your stuff.
You still have to appeal.
And there's still a board of, yeah.
But,
Right.
but to me, it's nicer if you're able to just walk up here.
It is, but if I don't agree with the board,
You still have
There's
somebody.
still
to go-
I
one,
can go to the county and have the county make another decision.
Correct.
That's fine.
They can review what we decided and say, nope, yes.
So they
People
know-
in that are in that green area, or
Yes.
that area, there's no tax changing
No.
implications, there's
No.
no infrastructure
No.
changes.
No.
It's just, there's gonna be a board that you go to instead of the county courthouse to get a.
Correct.
Correct.
A planning and development board.
There's-
And we are looking for people to be on that board if y'all are interested.
It's
Look
been
at there, look at
very, very confusing this whole time.
From
Yeah.
10 years ago, we
Yes.
need this document.
Let's
Yes.
listen.
Where is it? So we can
The
see it.
documentation is right here.
There's
So,
6
can you-
properties that this board's
Can you
gonna
put it on the
review
website?
that may reverse what DeKalb County.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
We already went
We've
through it.
already went through that.
We already went through
No,
'em.
we went through everything.
You sent out legal notices, there's. the
We
notices
did,
on there.
yeah, we did.
So
one.
everything has been approved on the.
Everything
Except
except
for
for one.
one.
And we're-
Reinhardt.
And we're questioning it and we're working with DeKalb County.
He wants, went to the county legally,
But-
got sent A1, and you guys want it residential.
Well, he
So
went
you
to the
are
county
reversing-
illegally.
You are reversing,
We haven't did it yet. We're talking to
We're,
the
we're
county.
speaking about it.
but people are here with questions on this.
That's the only one that we
That's
did not
because
agree
it had
with.
already happened and they weren't really allowed to do it. They did it.
They should, we
They
should
was-
have already
the
had,
The county approved it.
but we should
they
have
weren't
had
allowed to.
jurisdiction. They
So-
didn't know
You
that.
guys has had jurisdiction since 2011, done nothing with it.
The-
No, we didn't, not until 18 when it was
Okay.
actually filed.
I still have stuff that needs to be taken care of. I don't want to argue
Only
with
this.
anyone. Does
Only this.
anybody else have anything that they want to bring up on this topic
I
itself?
just have one general question. This is already in place or it's thinking about being in place?
We're
It's
working on it.
supposed to already be in place.
Okay,
But
so
it
if
fell
I
through the
live in that
cracks.
zone, do I get to vote on whether that happens or not?
There's no vote. It's
No,
already
you
supposed
could be
to have
on,
happened.
on that board.
You
That's
can
not
be-
my- That's not my question. That's not the question I asked.
No.
Sorry.
No, there will not be a vote on that, no, sir.
No, but you can come to each one of them.
It's
Each one
already
of the
gonna
meetings, you
happen.
can come there, sit and
regardless.
listen.
It's not a decision. It was already, it was state.
Say over it.
So,
I think the county is the one that puts the board together. We don't.
so
I wanna make, as
We give them
the
names
board did.
and then they put it together.
I'm not worried
In
about the board.
2011
I'm
they
just
made
saying
that.
I don't have.
And we
the
thought
right
it was
to
already filed, but they didn't
say I
file
don't
until
want that
18.
to
So
happen.
we've been under memoriam. since-
No, but you're allowed to come in
No, no,
and
no.
We've been under, we've
Stake
had
your
our own
points
comprehensive
on why.
plan that the county was supposed to be following since 2018. And we found out that they were not.
Because they
And
didn't
that they
realize it.
didn't- They thought that we didn't have one. We legally
Mm-hmm.
were required to have one if we wanted to be involved in the planning, permitting, and zoning. And we did that. I say we, generally. The board at that time did that. I was not involved in that, but, correct.
Is it correct, can you ask the attorney if it is correct that you guys will need to have the inspections done on them? I mean, that is a good question now as a board, just finding this stuff out yourselves. I mean,
We'll have to make sure it gets
Yeah,
done, correct?
well, no,
Yes. The
having an outside
inspections,
inspector.
the inspections could be contracted. You know, having to have somebody hired, having a complete building department,
probably not necessary. You could probably contract on a per inspection basis with, it could be the county inspector, it could be another inspector to do that. They wouldn't necessarily have to be a employee of the town, or you wouldn't have to necessarily have a.
It has to be state certified.
Like contracting, yeah.
So if you have a county inspector, I think they'll be state
There
certified.
would be cost, of course, there would be
State
cost.
certified.
But that cost is there either.
Town or
Yeah.
the-
Cost would be
But if
for
it's-
the town,
Mhm.
But we're
presumably, and then
getting
whatever
funds
fee
from the
schedule is
permits
for
to cover it, right?
Correct, that's how that's
I have a
done.
Okay,
question
so-
in regards to the June meeting with the planning commission. The attorney, I believe you were there, and it was in regards to the distance around, and the attorney said, so I live in Spencerville. So he said, well, they can go 2 miles, and that means that they can take in Spencerville, which with 2 miles would put you at County Road 68.
Right.
Now, is there going to be something that guarantees, you're saying you're not going to do anything, but it's on the table. It is on the table, Randy.
Yeah, but let you
Are
know,
you going to do something?
if we're voted out, the next board might do that. I don't know. I can't,
Well,
But
that's
that
where
would
you
not
have to
be
put
part of
something
that
in
board.
writing for Spencerville,
That's a
because
separate board.
Spencerville don't want it. I'll tell you
they
straight.
haven't for 150 years. They hadn't even wanted to become a town.
Hey, the school is what broke it up in 1914. It was a feud about where the school was located. That's where the township line is now. You gotta read your history if you wanna know it.
1964, that grade school was put in Spencer.
Well, there was a school, there was, in regards to, now I didn't say that school, I said it was school.
Yeah.
It was because of the school that broke the townships in half.
The one on 68 and the one here in St. Joe.
I don't know which one it was, they said the.
You gotta know your history.
In the
The
history.
one in Spencerville on
Yeah.
68 and the high school that used to set out here behind the church. Those were the two schools. And that, yes, they hated each other, but schools did that.
Yeah. Anyways, hey,
Right, Eric,
but is there gonna be something to say that you're not gonna do the 2 miles? I wanna see something in writing myself.
Go ahead.
I don't trust people.
One of the next steps in that really needs to take place is to have, an interlocal agreement, territorial jurisdiction agreement with the county, because the other jurisdictions have that.
Mhm.
And even if there was one back in 11 or 18, it should be updated, okay? Now, there already is established from that previous work that was done, the jurisdiction.
Mhm.
I haven't heard anybody talk about expanding what is already there.
Right.
Okay, so that agreement and resolution and ordinance would obviously restate that information. Second part is, in addition to having the extraterritorial jurisdiction map for planning and zoning purposes, there's going to need to be some identification of what the zoning is.
Okay.
Okay, now that's what everybody is very much concerned about.
Mhm.
What is the zoning? Okay, regardless of whether this is within the jurisdiction of the towns, extraterritorial, just.
Now, we have to take the zoning of pre-2017. Correct.
My advice is going to be is to take the zoning that
Previous.
exists now.
Yeah.
And not, certainly not take somebody who has an agricultural zoning and turn that into industrial or
Right.
something. Okay, it's
Sure.
gonna have to be comparable and compatible.
Right.
That's the part that has to be clearly identified. That's the part that everybody here wants to know about.
Mhm.
And they want to know what that means for their property.
so we've been working with, Chris, and we were in the process of
Getting them-
adopting
Right.
the
Right.
same zoning that is currently established with DeKalb County. And in that, we just have to write up the ordinance itself saying, you know, we're following the DeKalb County zoning, and these are the list of them, and it would be the same
So it might-
definition.
It might be helpful to have another work session, you know, obviously,
Yeah, we
to,
need to.
to get that part on the table and say, this is what it would be looking like. Now, you can't pass it in that,
No,
it has to be in a meeting, but then people could see and start understanding and then have the inputs about anything that might concern them. So, you know, getting that established, that meeting established in a, I don't know how long, a week or 10 days would be really the next step to do that. Okay,
the
now
problem that we have right now is that Chris, with the hacking that has happened at DeKalb County, has not been available to work with us, because
Well,
we've
you
been
may,
going into
you may or may not really need him at this point. We've already had the meeting with him to talk about what all has passed previously and how that's gonna be.
Well, just to let everybody know in here,
The other,
since 2017, whoever went to the county to get a change, rezone, they're the ones that we went through and talked about, okay? If they didn't, it's the same as what it was when they bought the property. I mean, we
again,
haven't touched
you
anything.
may, how much you need to have, you know, here to do that is, I mean, what we have to have is a map developed.
Yeah.
And that, I'm sure that can be done.
And it was actually Chris' suggestion that in visiting the comp plan, that we do exactly that. Mirror the county every way that we could, whether with the zoning and the whole works, permitting, everything.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how many outside resources you need to do that. You really just need to get that next work session set. I kind of thought maybe it was gonna happen, in the last 2 weeks, but it didn't. But again, and maybe it was because of what happened. But that really would be the next step. Then everybody will be able to see clearly what's on the table. Because, you know, the first comment was they want to know what it is.
How's it gonna affect the taxing for Spencer Township?
It doesn't affect,
Taxing, that was already asked.
Does not affect
going to
We haven't
affect
changed a
tax.
thing.
Not even with the, corporations?
No, it-
Revenue Court?
unless we went out and said, we're gonna annex you, that specific word, your property, then your taxes would come to us. Nothing.
No, it's not
changes
his
that
taxes.
stuff.
He doesn't get any
But
taxes.
I'm just saying.
Spencerville doesn't get
that's the
Newport
only way
taxes.
anything tax-wise changes. There will
DeKalb
be no
does.
changes in your taxes or where it goes at all. We are not,
The township line will stay definite. Is that what you're saying?
even the city line is staying definite. Like, we're not annexing anything. We are not
At this
bringing
moment.
anything into St. Joe,
I
Indiana.
know you want the park.
No, well, I want the park,
He talks about annexing all the time. Just to clear though, like, we are
but
not
it's not getting,
annexing
that park will get us
anything.
no tax dollars.
I know you're gonna get money from DNR.
There you go. That's what I'm after. I need money.
This is the beginning of it.
Randy, I have one question.
Yes.
Is it a mile or 2 miles?
It's a mile.
1 mile,
1 mile.
56, 64.
Your house is across the street.
Appreciate that.
This way, 101.
101.
Across the, yeah, her house is across the street.
And
I couldn't hear it all said.
It's right in
The
between.
57?
It's in between 56 and 50.
That way.
It doesn't affect her.
I didn't think it affected their
It does
house.
not, it doesn't affect their house, but they own property in town that I wasn't aware of.
Okay.
Okay.
It
Okay.
can be extended up to 2 miles. Butler's currently doing it. Whether they choose to do that or not, or down the road, but it can be extended. Butler has been the guy.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm on the Goat Hunting Line Shop out there.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think this.
And when I went,
You're on that side of 56 though, aren't you?
yeah, but I own land this time too.
Oh,
Okay.
But And we want to have animals out there. That's our whole reason for moving out there.
You're still
But
agricultural.
we would be on this side of it.
That's okay.
If your
We don't
property
plan on
is,
changing anything.
if your property is already agricultural,
You're fine.
everything you could do on it before is done.
We're not
Now,
changing any of that.
Even if someday we decided, like, in the future, I say we, but in the future, if there was a change, then because you are already operating that way on there,
We can just
there is a
grandfather it.
variance that says, as long as you and your family owns this property, you can continue to do what you're doing.
Yep.
And I can't remember what the verbiage is on it, but DeKalb County has the exact same thing.
It's almost like your
Yes.
grandfather
Thank you.
did. Yeah.
I couldn't think of it off the top of my head. So like,
But yeah.
even if, and I'm going to say we, but I'm not meaning me, but even if the board came and said, we don't want your property to be agriculture anymore, we're gonna change it to R1. They can't make you stop doing what you're doing right now on your property.
In fact, it
You
would,
would get in, I can't,
it would be a fight to even be making an R1 because we'd have to go through a lot of legal stuff.
so,
And we don't have any intentions of that.
What is the advantage for the town of St. Joe to do?
They think they can change.
You mean this mile around? That's what I was saying. Mine is, I don't want anything that's gonna toxic waste or anything that is not gonna be good for the citizens of St. Joe. I don't want it around the town.
the biggest thing for me is if we claim that mile, no one else can come in and claim it and say, you have to now blah, blah, blah. So an extra
Think that comes to be part of the corporation?
No. So the EJT said, so, it's pretty much a contract that says, if we were ever gonna grow, we'd like to grow to this area. So we think of it like a Columbus and putting a flag in. You can't have it, but we don't have it either, but you can't take it from us. So pretty much it's us saying, we stay clean here, even though you're not part of our town. We say, we're protecting these areas because they live around us and we don't want someone else to come and put them in their town. And it restricts them from being able to do that because we already have an agreement saying, if somebody was gonna grow and take your property over, it has to be us. The county can't decide it's someone else.
I still think your work session with a map
Right.
that would
Yep.
show that people would be able to see it
Yep.
is critical for the next step.
Okay?
Because then somebody can say, what does that mean for me? And again, the concept of saying, we're gonna zone you out of having the ability to do what you're doing currently on your property is pretty,
You just can't do
it's
that.
borderline,
Illegal.
Fact.
you know, I mean, I mean, first of all, common sense wise, it makes no common sense.
So I need to
Two
go,
is-
I need to go get the survey maps from 2017 of that area.
No, you don't need to have the survey map. So we have the map of the
That's what tells me.
extraterritorial jurisdiction.
No.
What we have
Survey
to
always
have,
did.
what we have to have is a zoning map
Okay.
that currently shows what that is, and if it, and
Not
be able then to say,
2017.
here's what the zoning is gonna be,
And that's what it's gonna stay.
okay?
Okay.
And
Unless
even-
you come to me or
And
somebody
even
comes
if
and
the
says you want
zoning,
something different.
and even if the zoning is something different than what is currently there, I mean, first of all, it needs to be compatible. If somebody has
Let me give an
somebody
example.
Somebody has a certain type of use on that property that's been approved by the county. Okay, you already had that meeting where you said,
Right.
look, we're gonna accept these things. Okay, you're not gonna change that. It's a forward-looking thing.
Right.
It's a forward-looking thing, okay? You're not gonna change what somebody's doing there currently. But in the future, if somebody comes in and wants to say, purchase something adjacent to the town of St. Joe that's in the extraterritorial jurisdiction, and say, for example, you want to put a convenience mart and a gas station.
Okay.
Okay? First question's gonna be, is it zoned for that? And if it's not zoned for that, okay, the owner wants to sell, the owner wants to
They
sell.
have to come and get it zoned.
Let's say it's zoned residential or it's zoned agriculture. Somebody comes with a bunch of money and says, you know what we need here? A gas station. We don't have one. A lot of people think that might be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first step's gonna be, come to this board to get rezoning, to rezone it to commercial. Okay? And the extraterritorial jurisdiction board will be the board that will hear that. Okay? Now, if somebody objects to that or has a remonstrance, if the ordinance sets forth that there's going to be an appeal, a body that can be appealed to, that is at the county level, then that would be where the appeal is, but if it passes, if there's not an objection to it, then that's what it'll be. Okay? And so again, that's what it is. It's not about coming in here and saying, first of all, it really has very little, it has nothing to do with annexation. Annexation is different
Then zoning.
zoning. It's different. They're not the same thing at all. Has nothing to do with taxation. They're not the same thing.
Okay.
So like today, if you go to Auburn, they'll send out a letter to your neighbors. Your neighbors all come together. If the neighbors are all okay with that, then, and usually, on a rare occasion, the board may have, but it's up to the neighbors pretty much today.
Yes.
It would be the same process.
So the town wouldn't rule you out, like for me, if I wanna put up a calf barn down here, right there, and this side of the corner, on this South 56, if my neighbors are okay with it.
Then you could do it. Then you could do it.
Are you guys would, it's, wouldn't be at all different than what it is today with
No,
Auburn?
it's the same process.
You'd still have to do the, make sure somebody goes out and make sure the building's good, the electric's good, all that.
It'd be the same process, different location.
Randy, one thing I want to add to the committee's biggest hurdle may be, and you made a very good comment about, they kind of forget on us.
No, they do.
And you know how, by my first meeting, what I said, I felt about, we're the crown jewel of DeKalb County. Come see us, you'll find out. We don't want everybody in DeKalb County to come to us, but pass through it, great. But your biggest hurdle may be this, and I'm just thinking about this tonight, that the audience need to know, is that, okay, $3-4 million is small change today. We wouldn't think it would be 30 years ago, but if somebody's gonna put up a $3-5 million facility, that's taxes to Concord Township. Okay, St. Joe gets none of that money. The county's gonna have to look at that and make a tough decision. That's fire protection. Turn that down because St. Joe doesn't want it. Now, I'm not saying that that's gonna happen, but that's a hurdle that the committee needs to know. They say, why did they turn us down? Well, think about it. And that was what I said about economic development and depreciation value. If it's got anything to do with money, we all know how the government works. You folks know it better than we do. You going home probably just head spinning going, what do we do? And we thank you for your time. I wish more town people were here to thank you. But I just thought of that, Randy and board, that's a hurdle they need to know going in. They're gonna look at the economic development factor, not just what the town wants, because the town doesn't get any of that money supposedly.
Nope.
No.
We don't get it. We will not get any of that money.
They're trying to make the best interest for everybody and their neighbors.
Yes.
But the county still could say, we
Yeah,
want
you
that.
can do it.
So, I think the audience needs to know that. There's another hoop to go through.
Yes, sir.
Who would decide who the 6 people are on the board?
County. That'd be 9, wouldn't it?
There's
Well,
9
9
people.
total.
There's 9 people.
9 total.
And they would have to be appointed.
Appointed
But-
or voted?
I think that the original one gets appointed from, it has to be from the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, and then independent, they go to the county, they go to the courthouse and have to fill out the paperwork to be appointed. So they have to want to do it. So you have to go in and put the application in to be appointed.
I don't want to be appointed.
I just want
You
to
just wanted
make
to
sure,
know.
like, you understand.
But,
If there's an application, you would
is
need to
that
do
for
it.
life, or is it terms?
No, it would be terms, and I believe it was 2 years if I understood
The
it.
3?
Was it 3?
That's what our board is, 3 years.
Okay, our board, this board's 4 years, but I was to the understanding in my mind it was 3, but it would, or 2, but it would be, I will get that information and find out for 100% sure, but it would not, I would say it would be no more than 4, either way, but it's, I thought it was 2, he thinks it's 3.
Trustees get something to say too.
Do they? So I will find out how many years for sure on the board. And obviously, I mean, if you choose to leave or step down, then you can appoint somebody, then somebody can be appointed in your place. So it's not like you're permanently stuck there.
But the county is appointing it.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not stacking that board.
Well, before in the previous meetings, Seb had said this, the 3 town board members, and then they chose
No,
4 more.
no, 3 town employees. Doesn't have to be us, just employees in general.
Okay,
Or 4.
that's,
That's the state statute,
Yeah.
not our statute. That has nothing to
I'm
do
not,
with
I'm
us.
not, I know we're following the state.
Four-
But if you still have to be
Where's-
filled out and it has to be
Where's,
approved from the
where's the
county.
other ones
4 residents, right?
from the town? That's not outside, so that's 7 from the town.
Is that right?
That's how the state does
That
it.
has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
we
us,
didn't
for the
choose-
record.
I know that, but,
And 2 from
but
outside.
Two
they need to
from
know
out.
this too. This is good information.
And I
for
do
everybody.
have
Get
that.
back. So
Right here,
just to
for anybody that
clarify,
wants to look at
there's
it.
Oh,
3
good.
town
That's why I kept it on here.
employees,
I think
Yes.
3,
board members.
no,
Nope,
well,
employees.
it can
So-
be board members, but it
Well,
doesn't
how many
have to
employees
be.
does the town have?
We have Corey
3.
and Sam and,
Adriana and Ashley and
But
And
3,
you, and
there's 3
Isabel's one.
Yeah.
town employees, correct? And then there's 4 residents from the town.
correct.
So that's
There it is.
7, correct?
These
Correct.
are all one page.
And then the district of all of us,
2.
we get 2.
It has to be individuals that own
one-
property in that 1 mile.
One
radius.
has to live in there and one has to own property. So for majority of the group in here, we get 2 representatives. So you guys know. They get 7.
There's no they. For the record, there is no they here. I feel like that's the problem,
the
Ben.
state,
You are
the-
like over there and we're over here, but we're all here
the
together.
state mandated this, not this board.
And I
Not
do
the
have
little
the
town of
paperwork
St.
for that.
Joe. The state, man.
And everybody forgets that we live here too.
And
All
that's
the
the
rules
case.
apply to us as well, like, we're not just above whatever,
Well,
doing
no,
whatever we
more
want,
rules
coming to
apply
take
to
your
us
stuff. I wouldn't want you to
than
come
the
do
people
that to
outside of
me.
town.
I sure wouldn't want to come do that to you and have you angry. Like,
I still
that's
have
not our
things that we
intention.
have to do.
Just this, right?
No, I have 2 more things that were sent to me right before that we need to discuss.
Oh, from today.
I'm not trying to like,
Okay, let's move it.
okay,
Is this a state decision that you have to do this, or is it
No.
local decision?
no.
You don't have.
Whose decision is this to do this?
They
We-
made this decision in 2011.
But can it be
Yes.
reversed?
Yes, it
Yeah,
could be.
it just
Could
got
Yes,
to be
it could be
lit.
reversed.
So it
It
can
just
be
got
reversed, so this
restarted.
doesn't have to happen.
It could be reversed.
No, it doesn't.
But we would have to want to reverse it.
Right, that's what I'm saying, but if the majority wants to reverse it, can it be reversed?
Yes, it could be reversed.
If we don't ask for.
There's a statute that
Majority of
says how.
who?
Us 3.
Right? We don't want to reverse it.
36-7-4-205.
Okay.
Yeah, that,
So this is the one they're
that's
looking
what
at?
you should, refer to.
We need to
That
discuss
says
this
how-
one.
How.
Then we need to
What is
discuss
it?
this one,
Where
and
is
I
that
need to
one?
discuss this.
Oh, this
These
one.
2 aren't on our agenda, this one is.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm asking. What are these?
Well, I will discuss them at the end where I can bring them up.
Well, make
After
sure that
I do
nobody
the
else has
moratorium?
Anything else real
Frank,
quick,
I got a
yes.
question for you.
See?
Okay.
It's just a humble question, okay?
Huh?
This, but it says we can't be, the children, we can't get to heaven, so that says we're supposed to be humble and forgiving and not arrogant, okay? But, my question is, if this is a neighborhood meeting, and everyone here is, they're here because they care, what would be wrong with saying, hey, who all wants to do this? And maybe give them a paper and say, if you don't, tell me why. But that way it's not like a, eminent domain action, because that makes everybody happy. When united we stand, divided we fall. And for this town to prosper, it's going to take everybody to do that. But if there's gonna be, according to how this is done, there's gonna be upset neighbors. And some are not even gonna know why, potentially.
It's gonna build the wall that fence.
Yeah, so what would be wrong with was taking a vote, hey, who all wants to do this? And if no, hey,
Well, I know-
what can we do to preserve what St. Joe wants, meet in the middle?
What, I guess, here's my question on that. So, let's say, St. Joe, like I said, hasn't grown. And they probably won't grow. The only reason we were doing this, like I said, was to know what's going on, have a little more control right outside our door. Okay, not saying, like, a few people have said, that we're taking over property. We're not taking over anybody's property. We're just wanting to know what's going on, because there's a few things that have happened that permits weren't home. Things didn't happen like they were supposed to. Because we are southeastern DeKalb County, and
Nobody was driving by.
yeah, nobody really, huh?
You gotta know who to vote for.
I'm just saying.
Hey, where's your commissioner tonight?
Well, once we get our committee, we will have somebody coming over here to.
The commissioner's
what we're
probably
doing.
never been to this board, ever.
He came to our meeting.
There's a young man right behind you that, it's the first time I see him here.
Okay.
Hey Randy,
Mr. Yoder.
how much acreage is Greenway?
It's long, I don't know exactly. It's an LLC, it's, St. Joe LLC. Mr. Carpenter and Frank Seckler are the ones put it together.
Established.
The thing is, right now, they have no backing to clean it up, keep it clean and stuff like that, and that's why we're,
For the town to get it, can you get that in the park without doing all this? The 2 mile,
The only way we can do that is if we annex that way.
Yeah.
we do
And
have
we're
to
not trying
annex.
to annex,
For the park.
correct.
but what about the Greenway?
We'd still have to annex that way as well.
Does that cost money?
Yes,
How much?
And it would put the
we would have to get,
property inside that is attached to it, inside of the town of St. Joe. Which
Anybody-
nobody wants
But I know
They don't
Randy-
want that.
Randy has high hopes of getting those 2 things.
well, the park might be easier.
Because to me, the town of St. Joe, we struggle to do things. I mean, we have to beg for money, okay? Because our town only has so many people. And it's not gonna get any bigger. In fact, we have more holes in this town because other board members decide to rip houses down and not put another one back up, okay? So we have less money than we really ever had. So we're not improving. We're not improving. The town isn't improving. The people outside of the town, we really don't have anything to offer you as far as, a grocery store or, anything to bring you into the town to help us. So we need to grow our town somehow. Otherwise, we're gonna be Spencerville.
Why don't we just focus on bringing in, grocery stores and gas station and.
Revitalize.
And you are?
I'm one of us.
I can't think of the guy's name that just redid the block building. He did a great job.
Range.
That's gonna be awesome.
I got an idea for you. So, to me, and I don't want to condemn nobody, but this is somewhat, a little bit like a government approach, okay?
Uh-oh, don't be a politician.
But,
Go ahead.
but I'm not. But with the help of everyone here, everybody knows, you'd be amazed who all these people know sitting in this room. If there's a good, if there's a good loving atmosphere and every neighbor, and I'm saying this, I'm one of them out here, and to my knowledge, I've never done nothing that my neighbors were not happy with to this point, okay? And I want to keep it that way, and me and us brothers talk, we come up here, that should be our first and foremost goal, because at home, we can go talk to our neighbors, okay? And, but if there's a hostile environment, things just don't go, and that there's no blessing in that.
Right.
So,
Right.
so if somehow, maybe slow this thing a little bit down and get some responses here. Okay, what's you guys' idea? Let's put our heads together. What can we do to grow this town?
Okay.
Instead of,
Why don't you put a committee together to be like an economic development to upgrade some of these houses that don't have foundations under and
I just got me a new foundation for $55,000.
Or utilize some of us in the room to redo the buildings over here, because a lot of us are hands-on contractors, and we're all willing to put back into this town. I mean, I think I've shown a lot that I'm willing to throw thousands upon thousands into this town to try to get a good restaurant for the community to have a good place to come eat with healthy options. But I think that the community here can pull together that mile radius and get these buildings up and back to par and save the town money and save the town headache and, working outside of the box instead of, letting us come in and help build up what we have already in town. Because like you said, Randy, you drive around, you see empty lots here or there. Why don't we build up what we already have? And you guys got the community around you to do it. Just let us come in and do it. But I'm with him. I think we ought to let this moratorium expire without continuance. I think that unless we can hear from the other board members why they would like to approve it. Because Randy, you spoke why you're for and everything.
I have other things that I have to have to consider,
All right.
to say. I'm not trying to be, but like these have to be signed.
Okay, we are gonna move on. I am gonna read this. We're gonna vote on it for 2 more months. And we need to have the other board member here. And we will go over it again at the next meeting. It'll be on our agenda. I will have the map and we'll discuss the economic development, because that might be a better way of going about it.
And I totally
The next
agree
meeting
with
is a
that.
different day.
Reading on the Economic Development Board, that more input, more interest from the town of St. Joe is welcome. I speak up at the meetings and try to share what things you folks are doing, what we're accomplishing here. So yes, I'm all for any helping hands that are offered and want to participate in growing and uplifting this community. It's been a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
In regards to the Greenway, since, I think 100% of it's in Spencer Township, have you considered talking to the trustee in regards to what can be done? I don't know what she has to say, I'm just throwing this out. But
For them to maintain it, you mean, or?
to work with you as far as keeping the Greenway where the Greenway is.
The only thing that we're currently doing is just volunteering our employees to upkeep
Well, there might be some financial gain for you if you talk to her.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to. I have no problem doing that. It's definitely something that can be looked into. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Randy, right there is Glenn County. A little bit ago, he was against some of these things, but you see what positiveness does?
The thing is, he is all for Spencer Township.
And he's all for St. Joe. I just like everybody.
I'm all
Let's
for
just put it
St.
out there
Joe
right now.
and Concord, because another history
You know
lesson
what?
is this used to all be Concord.
Right.
Hey, don't forget,
We should all just
I'm
be,
on the sewer board, which
we're not that
is
far
St.
apart.
Joe Spencerville Sewer Board.
Okay, so we are still, no, he's not working for us. He's costing us a lot of money. Anyway, okay, so you want me to read this or?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to extend this, the resolution extending the previous resolution moratorium on zoning areas outside the town of St. Joe, Indiana. This resolution extends the previous moratorium for zoning development and or permit approvals for areas that are included within the comprehensive plan, future plan, use plan, and or purpose extraterritorial jurisdiction also referred to as ETJ, of the town of St. Joe, Indiana, and located outside the incorporated boundaries for a period of 60 days up through December 24th, 2025, unless lifted sooner. Said moratorium may extend by the resolution of the town council. And I made a motion for that. I'm not reading the whole thing again, just because I didn't say I make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Now, in saying that, we get to the next meeting, we get a few more people involved, and we do go a different way, this can be canceled. Okay? I am happy everybody showed up. I really am happy everybody showed up. Because this is the most people I've ever seen in my town board ever. Like I said, this is about as many people we have in town.
He likes to be in front of people, that's for sure.
I'm just saying.
I think it would be nice for you to explain at the next meeting how you feel what you're doing will build the town of St. Joe.
Well, that's,
I'm failing to see that a little bit.
okay, that's what we'll do, along with what he said, the economic development, because with having something like that instead of a zoning board, that might be a better way of taking that same area and improving it as a whole.
Tell us what you have to offer.
Okay, second thing is, he is not in that area, but thank you for showing up, Spencer.
Okay, I do have to get these done because it does
Okay.
revolve the water project. So the packet that you have.
2:00 in the morning.
I've been going all day. Then I had to do a state revolving fund meeting downtown Fort Wayne, and
Yeah,
then I
she
came
did,
back
all day.
just before this.
She
I've
did,
been all day long. I actually had breakfast, that's it today.
because we could save a lot of money if you guys can dig up all of our water lines that are asbestos.
Randy, Joanne, no question.
Oh, yes,
Turn us loose.
We did not know anything about the meeting. It wasn't,
Public information.
televised. They are every week, they're on the front of the board and they're,
well, who's got time to stop and?
well, no, you drive by
Why
it.
can't we get a flyer?
Okay, we put that in our water bills, if you want our water.
It's the first and third Tuesday of every month.
What you just read
Let
off
me
there,
look,
that you
into
motion
We
to
didn't
go
know
along,
anything
make
about
a
it.
copy of
Let me
that.
look into what I can, what I can
Put it in your
do.
local
Do
paper.
you guys,
Put a notice in your local paper when your next meeting is.
We lost our local paper in '83.
So,
our
We had that
meetings
for over
are
100
put in the local meeting, but it's not like that week. It's done as a whole at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
That's how they do.
And all of
their meetings.
our meeting minutes are put on the
Because
website.
what you read off, I already forgot 90%.
Randy, I got.
We're extending it to December, to Christmas.
I know the owner of Crater Printing, and I think I dare say that without him being here, because me and him talk a lot about economic, about being, entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You guys need a local paper up here, and Crater Printing would do it for you. And you guys can advertise.
Where do we get the money? Because we already are having problems getting money, but, all
If
right.
our mailman was set with us.
It will be
It's
on
YouTube.
YouTube. It's not on YouTube right now. It's live streamed on Teams.
Yes. And
But there
then,
is a link on our Facebook that, is on there.
I let the county every once in a
I
while.
was gonna say, because then you can it downloads, and then when you're ready to watch it, you can pop the popcorn and go for it.
But there's no notice
I
to
look
all
pretty
these people involved in this about this.
About our town meeting.
I was gonna say,
There,
All of us that aren't in the town, there's no notice. We just heard that you were talking about this.
No.
I had no idea this was happening. So,
it's
you know,
not, it's not happening for
about
another,
again the next time, all these people still won't know.
They've made a.
well, we do our meetings, like I said, we do our meetings, we do public notices when we talk about it as a board. It is out in the newspaper, public notice.
That's not what I'm
Randy
saying.
doesn't know it
People
yet,
don't
but I have
know
to
that
change
you were
the
talking about the secret land was families
Because
of all
of the
the people
budget.
that are in
I have
that
to have
area.
it, I have to
Right.
have it signed and submitted by the third. But.
And the person that should be involved is the township trustee, the Concord Township trustee.
But normally it's the first and third, yes.
what can you guys do as a
So we won't be
board?
notified about anything having to do with this.
What can you do as a board to improve communication for us?
We can spend more money and send every single one of you guys weekly letter.
When we get answers, we did plan on coming around and letting people know.
That's why this
But
is getting
With
extended.
Chris getting, the DeKalb getting hacked, everything's been kind of, we've been shoved to the back.
I understand the county issues, like, I know they've been on lockdown, but it's still, there's just no communication, that's why.
Because we don't know yet. We're new at this.
Okay, when
All right.
are the meetings? The first and
Third.
Tuesday.
Tuesday at 6:30.
But just for the record,
Next time will be on Monday.
the next meeting is on Monday. They don't know that yet.
The
The
third.
third. I have to
November
have
3rd.
my budget submitted on the third. I have not told them yet, because we haven't got that far.
So we have to sign that and get it
So
submitted.
that's November 3rd?
Yeah,
Instead of the 4th.
yeah,
November
it's
3rd.
that Monday, because
But
I
only
have
that
to
one.
have it turned, the state has to have my budget by the third,
Okay.
like that day.
We have two more things we have to get done, okay? All right, go ahead.
So, the packet that we're looking at right
Yep.
here, so this is from Baker Tilly. They have been doing our water utility, study and analysis.
Survey.
So now that we've actually won the $750,000 from the Oprah grant, we have a engagement letter from February 21st of 2024, from when we started this. We need to update our engagement letter. That is what this is. This is the scope of appendix for the project that we're in the process of doing right now. So review it, we need to sign it and send it to them so we can move forward with the state revolving fund and,
Is this only me sign?
no, all three of us.
Everybody have their
Oh,
own?
just you. I thought it was 3 signature lines. I'm so sorry. I just looked at it and thought.
Thank you very much for showing up. I'll see you in the next meeting. See you in the next meeting.
And I don't know your name, but just give me a couple days and I'll get that added to the
Yeah,
list.
thank you guys very much for showing up.
Did you need to say something? Oh, you just writing. Okay.
Out.
No, I'm not.
Okay, and then,
They won't make much money.
This one? Yeah. Aunt Mary does it. Somebody else. I said Aunt Mary does it. Somebody else.
I make a motion that we approve this engagement, the new engagement letter for Baker Tilly Advisory Group.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is I am currently in the process of applying for the community crossing grant. We've been working on trying to widen Third Street.
Yes.
Okay, so that is, I have to do that by the end of this month. The totals after we potholed and everything, so the total project, don't freak out, is $1,017,880. So applying for the grant will pay for $814,304. So it's about $3,000 more than we had originally planned after potholing, because we
Okay.
needed to do some work there that wasn't scheduled.
Is that still 2575 thing or whatever?
It's
2080?
2080.
Okay.
Yeah, the bigger the project is, it kind of changes that.
Okay.
So we're actually following the higher, coverage. So
Okay.
and we've already put this in our budget to do, but our match would be 203,576,000. So I just want to be above board. I'd like to still apply for this grant. I know we've said we're going to, but now it's time to. I have the final numbers.
I make a motion that we apply for the community crossing grant of 2025. Is this fall?
Yes, fall of 25.
Fall of 2025.
Second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, apply for that.
Those are all the things that I needed. I'm sorry, I have to have them so we
That's
can
all
do
right.
this, or else I'm gonna miss my grant.
That's all right. Thank you again for everybody showing up. Did you have something, Matt?
I think
Okay.
it's just miscommunication is all. Go ahead.
If you do business, I live in Central, but I don't want to be associated with the other killing. I'm actively fighting against the sewer district, when they've been handling things. And there's no accountability, they're not voted, they're appointed, and I finally found that information that says how they're appointed. One appointee is from the Concord Township trustee.
Yeah.
Who did you appoint?
Who did we appoint?
Yeah, you appoint somebody to the board.
No, I was gonna say Concord Township does. We're St. Joe. St. Joe, we don't have any.
Well, this is listed as a Concord Township meeting.
No.
Is it?
It shouldn't be. It's,
My wife saw the paperwork, the Concord Township meeting was scheduled for the building here at 6:30 this evening.
Oh, no.
Wow.
well, somebody
That's not it.
made a mistake because we are the town of St. Joe.
I
That's
kind of got that
the,
information.
the only, the only Concord Township doesn't have meetings. They just have one person and you call them and you talk to them.
Well, I did try calling it Stacy Nichols.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, yeah.
She never turned my call. I tried calling. So they don't have meetings, I guess. I'm
Nope.
I'm trying to get over to Spencer Township too to find out who they appointed. And that's the problem I'm having is nobody's in charge.
Well,
They're running amok.
I was gonna say, doesn't the, DeKalb County Council appoint one also?
Commissioner appoints
Yeah.
one.
And they said they didn't last time, but,
Well,
It was, but it's
appoint
getting
one,
cool on that.
Concord appoints one, Spencer Township appoints one, and then they vote for a fifth member. And they passed rules in 2011, said you don't even have to be a ratepayer to make decisions. And they're talking now, if you're ever to go to the sewer board meeting tomorrow at the community center, they're talking about charging $2,000 disconnect fees for people like that are working on housing.
Yeah.
They are, yeah, because I'm getting ready to go, have a conference, a meeting with them because like the AEP, you know, I sat there with the previous owner of the restaurant and we transferred everything into my address. They went back and they were sending it to 2 previous owners ago, PO Box 150 something there with the electric and the sewage. So we just got a little threatening letter from the sewer.
disconnect?
The $2,000 and I'm like, she's like, no, that's not, gonna
Yeah,
happen
because
we
it
don't
was
get
the wrong
it.
mailbox.
How's that your?
But they shut off my power and I called them and I said, I want you guys to know I just purchased $5,000 worth of food and my power's off and, why is my power off? And they said, well, we're sending it here. And I said, well, if you go back to your records, they found back in the records where, because even in the comments where they said, well, we already sent gas to that address. I said, yes, I have a couple businesses. So they knew it back then, but yeah, they still, so that's an issue
He
with
called me about his
the
electric.
sewer district
Said,
too,
"I know
but yeah, that $2,000 to disconnect
That wasn't
you.
very,
And
they
So
shut
we
them
just
off.
reconnect.
Yeah, just
So it's
disconnect.
Oh, my.
Well, yeah, $2,000.
2,000 disconnect, 2,000 to reconnect.
I'll take disconnected and put mine in the sewer.
They're trying
So if you
to,
don't receive your bill,
get more money
You
for
can't-
people to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
for their stuff.
According to the state, you cannot disconnect it within 500 feet of the other line. I tried getting out for the last
Do you have
15
anything
years.
to bring up?
No, not in a public meeting.
My own is in the pay them, it's up to $115 a month now.
She's on hot flashes.
So, okay, sorry to misunderstand that. I did.
That's okay. I'm glad you showed up.
Definitely interesting.
We would've liked
Made up the
all-
count.
I remember talking to you about, and I thought maybe you could,
All right, we all good?
She said you
No,
want them back.
that's-
Yeah, I
we
want them
talked-
back.
Yeah, you talked.
You have one more yet, right?
I had one more, but it's the one I'm sure she already had. It's,
The other
Woody-
ones are in the tables. Those are
Oh.
looking pretty good.
Take a
hall?
picture just in case.
Yeah, they're over there.
and just to let everybody know, whoever went to the pizza place uptown, I got all their tables, so all the history tables, they're over at Lichty Hall now,
Oh,
all nice and set up. You can take a picture of that too, if you want. But,
Randy, just let you know, we're having issues with the water towers, transmitting back and forth. The batteries are saying that they're low. Remember, when we had purchased the batteries, it's still calling back and forth. So I'm contacting, D.L. Anderson, and hopefully we'll get somebody out here to get a look at, because there's gotta be an underlying issue in there that I'm not gonna be able to figure out, so.
okay. They fixed it last time. It's just, I'd like to know why the batteries didn't last very long.
Well, that's probably the batteries,
The
that's the
batteries that I
thing.
pulled out, they were fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's
Put
something
new
else.
ones in, just thinking it might be, you know, dead cell or something like that, so there's something more there that I'm seeing, so.
I okayed
Just letting
that.
you know that I'm gonna have them come out and look at it.
Okay, thank you very much. We all good? Make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Thank you, sir.
I'll
You're
second that
welcome.
motion.
And next time you interrupt a board member while he's talking, we're gonna have to call the cops.
I didn't see anything. You do whatever you need to do.
We got the cops right next door.
And we
We're not even in there right
appreciate
now.
I like them
You
local.
can't leave yet. He doesn't even know what time we.
Cruising through the area.
Yes, sir. I don't want your job.
Did you guys
We did, sorry. Just now.